You're just a big, fat panda.
I'm not a big fat panda. I'm the big fat panda. Skadoosh.
Why can't I remember what's happening at Hollywood Studios this month? I know something cool is happening. Welcome to Big Fat Panda Show number 11. You might notice that I'm not in the middle, because a wise woman told me, you know, you take up a lot of screen real estate, you should be a little askew to the side. So I think it's a good idea. Let me know what you think. We can show a lot more stuff here, and I can be a little askew. David's Vacation Club Rentals at, I can't do this anymore, I have to do that, dvcrentals.com. It is really weird not being in the middle of the screen and the camera being not right directly at me, but I will get over this. David's Vacation Club Rental sent me this month to the Animal Kingdom Lodge, where we had a suite at Kidani. More on that later. Let's start off with Star Wars weekends. I hope you like the opening. I have to give credit to my friend Campbell Lindsay for those great special effects that he produced for us. You can find Campbell Lindsay on YouTube at youtube.com/SorenFan. You should subscribe to him. He does a lot of cool stuff, and if you need titles for one of your vacation videos, make him an offer. He might be able to do something for you. So, Star Wars weekends. Do you know how a ride gets an overlay? Like the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland gets the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay. Star Wars weekends is kind of like a full overlay for the Disney Hollywood Studios. No, I'm not saying MGM. I've heard it so much this week. Everybody still calls it MGM. It's Disney's Hollywood Studios now. It's like the entire studios really does become a Star Wars land. There are meet and greets, and each weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think there's 5 Star Wars weekends, or is there 4 Star Wars weekends? I think there's 4. Each weekend, new and different celebrities from Star Wars come. I think the 4th weekend, I will be there to cover Mark Hamill. So on the next show, you'll probably see Mark Hamill. I really do want to see him and see how he's weathered over the years. I went to a show called Stars of the Saga. We saw Ahmed Best, who is the voice of Jar Jar Binks, and we also saw Peter Mayhew, who does Chewbacca. Peter had 2 knee implants. I think he also had some hip stuff done. He is holding up okay, and he is still Chewbacca in the new series coming out, the new Star Wars movies coming out. But I would say the highlight of that show is definitely when the Stormtroopers wanted to share some of their favorite music.
Now this one is my all-time favorite.
I like it sometimes when the characters can make fun of themselves and stuff like that. And of course, the big exciting thing this month is the Mine Train opened, and it was open during the 24-hour event. And before the Mine Train opened up, there was a media preview. I went there with David Parfit, and I don't mention this guy enough. David Parfit is part of adventuresbydaddy.com. Even though I don't have a blog, I do write a lot of blog posts for Adventures by Daddy. And me and him are really a team when we do some of these media events. So definitely go take a look at adventuresbydaddy.com. We had a ton of fun at the media event.
Hold it.
You did? Is it good? Oh wait, I got it. Okay, that's good.
Something very special happened to me during the Mine Train event, and I have to share it with you. I was nervous about the fit, about getting onto the mine train, because I know it's a tight fit. A lot of Disney rides, I have absolutely no problem, but this ride I could see from the way the chairs were chiseled out that it might be a little tough. And a manager over at the mine train, before it was opened, knew that I was concerned. And he came over to me and he said, you know, are you this panda guy? Come on over with me. And he really made me feel fantastic. When nobody was there, he had me sit in the car. He had me see which way was more comfortable for me. And then he said, do you want the front or the left? And I was like, we're gonna go on it now? And they dispatched the coaster just for me. Now, to a lot of people, that might not seem like a big deal. To me, that's me winning the Super Bowl. I sat in the back because the ride is just a little bit better in the back. And for a second, this thing that I've been following for so long, and you know, watching it built from the ground up, I'm sitting in the back and I have the coaster to myself. And I wasn't allowed to take video on that ride, but I did take a quick clip of this.
I have the train all to myself. I am giddy. I can't believe how giddy I am.
And I was literally crying. I was on it, just overwhelmed. And when I went through the cave and the audio animatronics were singing like just for me for that time on the coaster, it was just completely overwhelming. And I have to give my hat off to Disney. You absolutely sprinkled magic on me in a way that was fantastic, and I thank you so much. It was my energy. It was just wonderful. I can't describe it.
Right?
Train did not let me down at all. The coaster itself, the swaying back and forth from side to side was excellent. You can ask Ricky Briganti. He said he rode right back at me in the same car, and he said that he should rent me out because when I'm in the car with you, the sway is more. Because I think if there's more weight in the car, it just happens to, you know, you can kind of go with it. And I lean into the curves and go with it. But just take a look at the audio animatronics inside. They are just incredible. There is the full video on bigfatpanda.com. And of course, this month, which I thought was going to be a pretty blah month, turned out to just be so eventful. The 24-hour event, I'm just still recovering from that. As I'm filming this, I'm still recovering from that. And the night of the 24-hour night, I woke up and had such a weird dream.
Hi.
Olaf?
No, I'm Orvin, Olaf's cousin.
What are you doing in my fridge?
I'm just chilling, waiting for the celebrity.
Oh, well, I never thought you thought of me as a celebrity.
Oh, not you. I'm waiting for Lou Mongello.
Oh, thanks. Getting back to Star Wars Weekends, if you're familiar with Star Wars Weekends, at the end of the night, they had something called the Hyperspace Hoopla. And that was when pop culture and Star Wars came together. And they had Chewbacca dancing to Lady Gaga and all that kind of stuff. And it was a lot of fun. And I liked it. Kind of coincidental that when Disney bought the franchise, they are kind of straying away from letting the characters get too crazy, especially with the new movies coming out. I don't know if it's the integrity of the characters they want to keep. Although we saw the Stormtroopers dancing to, you know, Frozen, so who knows. But in any event, they did change the Hyperspace Hoopla. It's not there anymore. There is a pre-show before Symphony in the Stars fireworks. It ends really nice with a very touching, I'm going to call it a photo opportunity, and then the fireworks just go crazy.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Filming the fireworks again. You can't see them that well from where I was, but I do think the fireworks are probably one of the most spectacular fireworks displays I've ever seen at Disney. All right, so can you guys keep a secret? I'm a little concerned with how Lou Mongello knows all his secrets. I mean, I learn a lot of stuff by, watching his YouTube channel and reading his books, and it's like, why does he know this stuff and I don't know this stuff until I hear it from him? So he's waiting right now in the green room, and I think I caught how he gets his information.
Dacs, display please.
That is some freaky stuff, no? And now your merchandise segment with Corinne Anderson, Mouseaholics.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Mouseaholics. Today we're in Bonjour Village Gives, the New Fancy Land, and we're going to show you this month's merchandise picks. Come on in. So one of my favorite merchandise picks for this month is this ship tea mug or coffee mug, it doesn't matter which. They've had these at Tokyo Disney for years, and we finally got them here at Walt Disney World. And the first day these came out at Walt Disney World, they sold out in one day. It's the hot ticket item of this month. So another of my favorite picks from this month is this Gaston Kids t-shirt, which of course has the hairy chest as Gaston. It looks like this in the front and this in the back. So if you're a kid who eats 4,000 eggs for every morning, you totally need this t-shirt. So to see more of my favorite merchandise picks, please visit DisneyLifestylers.com and come back next month to see more of my favorite items from Walt Disney World.
So I've been to the Animal Kingdom Lodge a lot, and it's one of my favorite hotels, but I've never been to the Kidani Village part, the Disney Vacation Club portion. So I went because of David's Vacation Club rentals, and I stayed at a 2-bedroom suite. It was really, really gorgeous, and Kidani had one of the most fun pools I've ever seen. Complete videos of rooms and resorts that I make for DVCRentals.com can be found at youtube.com/DVCRequest. That's David's Vacation Club's YouTube channel. Subscribe there. I'm making a ton of videos just for that channel. They even rented a boat this month, and we took videos of the resorts from the water. It's really beautiful stuff. If you have a chance, please go take a look at those videos. I also had the pleasure of sitting down with Melissa Mullet from David's Vacation Club Rentals, and I just asked her some simple questions about how the process works, and I think hearing it from her is better than anything you can hear from me. Give me a little bit about the process. If I'm somebody who wants to stay at a DVC resort, but I don't own DVC,
right?
How does David's Vacation Club Rentals help me?
Okay, well, we do rent rooms at Disney Vacation Club resorts through members that own real estate interests at those resorts. So it's a pretty simplified process. You can find out pricing by using our price calculator first.
I actually have used that and it was really easy.
Okay, good. And it will give you all of the pricing for all of the resorts and all the different room types so that you can get a good idea of what you're looking at and, fitting it into your budget.
Okay, now this is a big, substantial savings off of what I would have paid had I just called Central Res and just wanted to get a room.
Yeah, absolutely. We usually save our guests up to about 30 to 40% from
and I've read a lot of the reviews online. I mean, they're pretty self-explanatory. Everybody's really satisfied.
Yeah.
And of course, you guys have sent me, so
yes,
I can tell you how easy the process is, and it's really amazing.
Excellent. Well, customer service is really, really important to us. We like to spread the Disney magic, and if you're going to use our rental service, we like to keep it consistent. We like to have good customer service.
Now, if I am somebody that I own DVC, but for some reason this year or next year I can't use my points or I can't bank them for some reason,
okay,
I can call you and sell you the points?
Yeah, well, what we do is we actually rent them through our service to those guests that are looking to stay on DVC property. So we can certainly take care of renting them on your behalf. The member is still responsible for making the reservations, but certainly we do all of the legwork for you.
Awesome. And I get a confirmation number just like I was going to a Disney resort?
Yeah, as a guest, you would get a confirmation number and you would still have access to the My Disney Experience program.
Right, which is what I do. I check in online and I use my Magic Pin and it's all done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And just so you know, it was Melissa's mom, Kathy, that suggested I sit to the side. Askew. And we have a wonderful prize package this month, furnished by the Main Street Mouse. You probably might know the Main Street Mouse already. They have 290,000+ likes on Facebook. Mind blown, I know. But Michelle Atwood, I have to give my hat off to her. She is just a great partner to have in this crazy Disney life that we lead. Thank you very much, Michelle and the Main Street Mouse. All you have to do to be entered into the drawing for the prize is thumbs up this video, leave a comment on the bottom, and let us know that you're interested in being part of the contest. Along with whatever other comments you'd like to leave, I read them all. And now, our interview. And as promised, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lou Mongello, who I'm very excited is here. I gotta give you the hug.
I'm a hugger.
Thank you.
You know, brother.
Okay, I'm probably a little sweating up here because we're on the second floor, and it's 90 degrees out.
It's a cool day in Florida, so it's about 90.
All right, I hope you sweat as much as I do, so I feel it. Which, actually, funny to say that when you were heavier, people did mistaken you for me. And I would have people come up to me, and you know this, I've told you, and they were like, hey, it was really nice meeting you at the Disney social panel. I was like, I didn't meet you at the Disney social panel. So I could have blamed you for a lot of things, and I could have taken really a lot of credit for things.
Or have sunken me if you're...
Sunken me, no, that was good. Okay, so WDWRadio, I think you just celebrated your 7th anniversary?
Yeah, 7 years of podcasting at WDWRadio.
Like, I feel like you've been around forever, though. It doesn't. To me, it feels like Lou's been there, like a legend has been around for a long time. Really, 7 years is I think a really good amount of time to get to where you're at.
Far from legend. It actually has been longer. So 7 years is somewhat of a misnomer because I've been kind of doing this since about 2003.
Okay.
When I wrote my first book, and then it was DisneyWorldTrivia.com, and then I had Mouse Tunes, and then so technically WDWRadio. That podcast started in 2007, but I've been doing podcasting since 2005.
Okay, I was going to ask you, how did you get started in everything?
It was just the evolution of the geekiness, really.
I guess there is a Disney geek. I never considered that, but I guess we are geeks.
Yeah, we are. And we're among our people. Like
we are
definitely among our people.
Actually, the more that you're among your people, the more normal it becomes, and you don't realize how strange we are to some people.
I never realized that the people who like you are friends with through childhood, you didn't be friends with forever, but the people who end up becoming your best friends are the people you meet later in life because we share not just the love of Mickey Mouse and the castles, clearly the food, but it's sort of an ideal set that we share and a value system, and that's why my best friends are the people I've met through the Disney community. Yeah,
I agree. Like, to me, it's normal that somebody would go on Pirates of the Caribbean 20 times in a month, and other people, they that's really freaky to most people.
Like you either get you're going to Disney again, or you're going to Disney again. Like it depends on how you say it. Yeah, so I was a lawyer in New Jersey, and I had an IT consulting company on the side, and I had this personal challenge I set out to myself to see if I could write a book, and all I knew about was Disney World. So I wrote the book. I thought that was sort of the end of the game, and I saw it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. I thought that was it. But I started...
Now, the original book, is it still available?
It is.
What is the title of that?
The Walt Disney World Trivia Book. I wrote the book I wanted to read. I was a total Disney nerd, and I love the minutia, and what was so special about this place that made my family and 30 million people come back every year, so I learned all that I could about it. And there was no Disney World Trivia book, so I wrote the book I wanted to read, and I thought that was it, but then I
have to check the book out. Is the format like questions and at the back there's an answer key?
Yeah, so there's, I think the first book has about 600 questions and answers, and there's descriptive answers for all of them, so it's broken down by land, outside the parks, and did you knows, and things like that, and I have a second book, which is like 600 new questions, and I have a third book, which is coming out soon, which should have been out 5 years ago, but that's okay, I've been nurturing it.
You've been simmering. Simmering.
It's right. It's been cooking for like a good sauce. It's been cooking for a number of years. But when I started,
gravy as it may be. Sorry,
sauce. They say we're now to put seafood rain in sauce.
Is it sauce?
Right.
Okay, no, that's good.
It's all right.
You're not real Italian.
But going back to this idea of community. I remember I started a discussion forum on my site, and when 29 people signed up that first night that I turned it on, I was like, oh my God, there's 29 other dorks in their basement that love Disney as much as I do, and we see the community is obviously so much bigger, and long story longer, in 2007, I sold everything I had in New Jersey, and I moved down here, and I'm in Disney World.
How hard was it to say no to the lawyer thing and go full? Was that a hard decision? Was it scary?
The no to the lawyer thing was pretty easy.
Okay.
I enjoyed the law. I wasn't, passionate about it. I actually had an IT consulting company on the side, and I had left the practice, and I was actually the chief technology officer for a medical imaging company, a very circuitous route to get to where I am. It was not hard. It wasn't hard to leave the 9 to 5, 9 to 7, 9 to 9 every day to do something that you love, it's scary. You know, taking that leap of faith, and I'll never forget that first Monday that I went downstairs in my work clothes, and I sat at my desk, and I was like, "Oh my God, what did I just do?" Like, if I go back tomorrow, maybe they'll think I was just kidding. But it was the best decision I ever made.
I've done it's not at the same because of lawyer thing, but when that's your bread and butter, supporting you, that's a scary thing. I'm so glad you did it though.
Yeah, I am much happier, and in my definition, I'm much more successful because of the level of happiness that I have.
Did parents or older siblings or anybody think you were absolutely nuts? Or did you not tell anyone?
No, I told everybody. My parents were very, very supportive. My wife was incredibly... I wouldn't be here had it not been for the support of the people around me. There are some of those people that, are like, wait a minute, you're quitting a steady paycheck and insurance to go talk about Mickey Mouse every day? And I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. They're like, you're insane, you freak. You'll be back in 6 weeks.
Now, the community, your community specifically, you refer to them, I think, as box people? I've been a box person, but I wanted you to describe what a box person is.
So it's something really odd that evolved from what I was doing. So I had the website and the community and the books and things like that. And I'll never forget, John, that literally the night that I had heard about this new technology where you could actually live video broadcast just using your webcam. So I said, this is really cool. And I told my phone, I said, listen, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to just let my, the people in the discussion forums know I'm going to try this. I'll be back up in 10 minutes. Nobody's going to watch. 8 hours later, she comes downstairs and she's like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? I'm like, I don't know. It's just and she's like, can they see? It's like she didn't understand. So
this is your wife?
This is my wife,
okay.
Yeah. And she went back upstairs and just sort of shook her head. And so that was sort of the beginning of this because as much as I loved writing, I felt there's nothing, the spoken word is so much more powerful than anything you convey in the written word. But doing video and being able to interact with people live, like one-on-one, and getting that real-time feedback was really important to me, and I loved it. And I was amazed at people. And she's like, are they just sitting here watching you, like, in your basement, like, talk about nothing? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you're a freak. I'm going to bed. But I've been doing it, now every weekend, and I used to walk around the parks or events carrying my laptop with me. So I said, oh, it's like you guys are, like, in this little box. And they sort of gave themselves this name of the box people, and they start creating Facebook pages and websites and logos.
It did become a thing, yeah.
It became a thing, and I think really what it is, it's a testament to those people and the idea that they people like to belong, right? They want to feel like they're part of a community. And so the box people have been born, and there's box people t-shirts and box people meetups, and
keep that going. I
love it, and they're amazing. They're amazing.
Okay, so I won't steal it. I'll have to call the people there. These are different people. These are rectangle people.
Rhombus, you're rhombus people.
Rhombus people.
I think it was I did the top 5 snacks at the studios.
So.
And the secret, I literally just had a camera on the end of a stick, and I was walking around.
Really?
Yeah. So,
okay, it seemed much more advanced than that.
No, it's a camera on a stick.
Okay.
And if you want to get strange looks at Walt Disney World, walk around with a camera on a stick and talk to yourself, with lots of snacks in your hands. But yeah, it's still my #1 snack at the studios.
Is the carrot cake cookie?
And you know why? Because it's healthy, John. Because you have your
vegetables.
You got your vegetables. You've got your dairy. You get carb loading for the day. It's a good treat.
It is a good thing. So I've seen your Disney in a Minute series. I think I would like to see more of them. Are you still doing them? What's going on with that?
I am, yeah. So the idea, like the top 5s, is quick, easily consumable content where we pick, a single topic and cover. And sometimes I'll just go to the parks and something will hit me and I'll just turn on the camera and it'll be a Disney.
What is your YouTube? YouTube.com/
WDWRadio.
Oh, that's easy. Okay, we're gonna put it up there anyway, but we should know that. Yeah, it's up there. You see?
Yeah.
What color is it?
Blue.
Make it blue. I'm gonna edit this, but I'll start in purple until you say blue, then I'll make it blue.
Yeah, and I really believe in trying to create content in the way that people are most comfortable consuming it. So I do the audio podcast, I do the live video show every Wednesday, and I do try and put out a video every week because not everybody wants to sit and listen to a podcast, and some people just want to sort of, watch a video. And I think, as you know, being able to be there and feel like they're in the parks is helps them to sort of connect to the experience even more.
Absolutely. Okay, so we talked about the Disney trivia books you've written, but now you just wrote, I think it was kind of recent unless you've had this forever, with the money-saving tips with Disney, which actually today I have a money-saving tip for you. Don't get a ticket on the way to an interview.
I was so excited to be here that I I didn't break the law. I just sort of bend it. This is the lawyer me coming out.
I'm gonna have to like offer you dinners and lunches until it gets paid.
No, look, just being here and the studio audience and everything. Yeah, so it's only been out just about a month and a half or so, and I probably worked on it for a little bit more than a year, and it really came because I found that this was the number one question in the past 10 years or so of doing this. No matter who you talk to, when you say that I talk about Disney or I go to, the first question I ask you is, where's the best place to eat? And then the second question is, how do I save money? How do I save on tickets? When should I go? Where should I stay? How do I save on rooms? And because I was getting that over and over again, I was answering on the show or I was answering it via email, I saw that this was a pain point for anybody who's thinking about going. And so the idea again was to create something that was an easily consumable list. People like lists, right? The top 5, whatever. So I said, let's make a list, never thinking it would get to 100, but then it started out as 101 ways, but the reason why it's 102 is there's the Disney connection, right? Because when an attraction is down for refurbishment, it's 101. When it's back up again, it's 102.
I did not know that.
See that? You learn something new every day.
On Ask Martha. No, this is true. You know these things that I don't know.
So a little bit of Disney. Yeah, so when it's broken down by ways to save money even before you go for your trip, when to go, where to stay, saving on tickets, saving on food, saving on merchandise.
Speaking of saving on food, I'm sure this might even be something you cover in the book. I haven't seen it yet. Like Yak and Yeti. I've gone next door and gotten that sweet and sour chicken. It's the same white meat chicken there for half the price. Do you mention stuff like
Absolutely.
that?
Absolutely. There's tons of ways to save going counter service versus table service. And you're right, Tonga toast, and now Captain Cook's is currently closed, but for a long time you were able to get Tonga toast downstairs at Captain Cook's for about $6 as opposed to almost $12 at Kona Cafe.
And almost the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Speaking of which, this is a good segue to talk about the Polynesian. It's my favorite resort. I recently saw your video where you you interviewed somebody in reference to the resort. Disappointed again that the big waterfall's going. I don't think it's a secret that they were having problems with it. They're not taking it up because they want to get rid of the waterfall. I heard that there's some issues underneath it from when it was built.
I think, well, remember too, think about how long that waterfall has been there. But I think, and having been to, in the name of research, having been to Aulani, I think what the thought process was to, when the Polynesian was built in 71, it was more sort of that kitschy tiki culture sort of Polynesian theme, as opposed to Aulani, which is a true Polynesian Hawaiian resort with a little bit of Disney magic sprinkled on top. I think they want to bring some of that flavor to the Polynesian Village Resort.
I'm so thrilled
villas
about the name
and
coming.
bungalows.
Oh, you did? Do it again.
Polynesian Village Resort, villas and bungalows.
Very good.
Say that 6 times fast. And I think the idea with the lobby is that same sort of very grand, when those doors open, you've got this beautiful view out to the pool area. In the distance, you'll be able to see Seven Seas Lagoon and the castle, and it sort of is a very grand, very breathtaking entrance. That from talking to Ken and from looking at the concept art, that's what I think they're really going for.
Have you found any hidden Mickeys yet in the mine train when you went to the meeting thing?
I haven't. I leave that to the master. Steve Barrett is the master.
Well, if we see it, we would tell him too.
Right.
I didn't see it.
Of all the cool things that I've done, and it's great like having books. When I found a hidden Mickey at when Lights Motors Action opened up, and I sent it to Steve Barrett, he's like, "You're the first one." I was like, "Oh my god!" This is the best thing ever. Like I discovered a hidden Mickey. Yeah.
And his counterpart Vicky, she is fantastic as well. You have a travel sponsor as well, Becky Menken. We know her. Hi, Becky. Becky is from
MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. We spend a lot of quality. Well, she's like my
she's your handler.
My much older sister is really how I like to refer to her.
We'll have to have a nice picture of Becky right here with a mean face looking
or
at
a drink in her hand.
Okay, so there is this award show that I watch, and you just seem to win every time, and it's kind of becoming now like, come on, Lou. No, really, give me the awards that you won. Your best podcast for?
It's the community has come together, and I am very, very. It's very humbling.
You have to be proud of it. I joke around, but you have to be proud of it.
It is really a testament to them because they're the ones who nominate the show. They go out and vote.
Well, you use the PayPal bulk payment to just get it all. No, how many times have you won it?
We collectively, WDWRadio has won for the past 8 years in a row.
I'm sorry, I'm saying you, but do you know what? Great segue to talk about the other people that I know. Somebody who I've never met, Tony Caggiano, has me laughing on Facebook Is he? I know it's not even. He's not real. He's not a real person. He's a comedian.
He's got mental problems.
He is funny as heck. I know Scott Otis. Give me some of these people that help you and what they do.
There's so many people that help in so many ways. So Christy Bisaki is somebody who I met, we became friends, and she sort of is like my right hand. She helps with the Dream Team project and the events and the blog and the newsletter, and so many other things are going on at the same time. There's so many different people that contribute in so many different ways. I have John helps me out with videos, and so it's really neat. I understand the importance of support and friendship and team.
Okay, so give me all the places that you can be found. I have a feeling you're together where everything is going to be WDWRadio.
For the most part, yeah. So all of my Disney stuff can be found over at WDWRadio.com. There's the podcast and the videos and the live, and you can sort of get all the Disney stuff there. My personal site is LouMongello.com. You can also find me on Twitter at Lou Mongello. And I do some other things there in terms of speaking and going to schools and some other stuff there as well too. It's been a pretty interesting journey from the lawyer in New Jersey to
So I can't thank you enough for being here.
No, this is awesome. Listen, I've been trying to get on this show for years. So finally, you had nobody else coming in.
He was the hardest. He was the hardest person to get a time from because of his schedule. The hardest person. What is it blinking? It's telling me we don't have time for something. I have to delete something off the camera. Hardest person to get. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And there you have it, show number 11. I so hope you loved this episode as much as I loved making it for you. I remind you that if you or a family member is coming down to Walt Disney World and would love to stay in a deluxe Disney villa, 2-bedroom suite, or studio at a significant savings, contact David's Club Rentals at dvcrentals.com. You will not be sorry you did. Our guests next month are Cheryl and Todd Perlmutter from the Disney Movie Project podcast. They are sure to be a lot of fun. So go forth, create pandemonium, and give out some big panda hugs. I know I did that to a lot of people during the 24-hour event. I met a lot of people and I thought that was awesome. Until next month, Panda out.